Hello, good people. Hello. Welcome back to another car conversation or Make America Think Again with Shaunavonn, depending upon where you can hear my voice. And hopefully you're here with us on YouTube so you can see my face. Um, I'm just going to run down some of the high points of the week really quickly. I've done other videos specifically about Mayor Ross Baraka in New Jersey, did a separate one on getting rid of the writ of habeas corpus. Please watch those videos. They are very, very important to where we are, the state of America. The state of America. They're very important to the state of America. So there's a new leader over FEMA. New leader over FEMA. And that individual, this meeting got leaked, but was having a meeting with the employees in that department and basically said, I am the head honcho. I am the end all to be all. Everything that I say goes. And if you have a problem with it, make sure that I don't have a problem with it. Basically, he broke down that, this percentage is going to go along with it. This percentage is, going to be gung-ho on the change. And you 20%, you 20% don't cause me any problems. And guess what? Somebody in that 20% leaked the meeting. So kudos to you. Keep it coming. He's already failed because this information has gotten out. But I just want to say this to everybody out there. Y'all better pray that Mother Nature is kind to us moving forward, because with this individual at the helm, you're probably not going to get any money. I'm sorry. If they are already telling red states, North Carolina, Arkansas, they're cut off, no more money. Blue states, I hope and pray we don't have any fires this summer. Let me put it that way. Then sending migrants to Libya and other locations in Africa was announced this week. Dear Black people, pay attention to this. This one is for you, because they have Venezuela, they have El Salvador. They're focusing on migrants from those specific areas, and I guess they assume that if you are not specifically from Africa, then maybe you want to go back, even though you weren't born there. Even though you have no connection because you're like 3, 4, 5 generations removed from Africa, maybe that's where you want to be. So yes, they have talked about working in different locations that have been in conflict for years. Those areas, those parts, Libya and others in Africa. So pay attention to that. India and Pakistan had a little skirmish this week. They are both nuclear powers, so you do want to pay attention to that. However, it looks like things have calmed down. Felon 47 tried to chime in and say that, oh, he was a part of that. He didn't have shit to do with it. India and Pakistan have already said that America was not involved. They can't look to us for anything anymore. So another lie from him via his Truth Social. Let's see. We saw a horrific video out of Massachusetts with a mother, baby being, daughter screaming and thrown to the ground, face planted in the ground. There was a baby involved. His mom, I believe, was originally holding the baby. Then she gave the baby to what appears to be a teenage daughter. And yeah. And again, this all began with, they sold you people, and I'm you people in this sense, so I can be clear, so y'all don't have to ask this question. You people in this sense, I'm talking about all you, Black, brown, white, whomever, that voted for this nightmare, that voted for this narcissistic, antisocial, sexual predator that is back in the White House. Those are the you people that I'm talking about. You voted for, or they sold you on this notion of, oh, we're just going to gather up some gang members. They're horrible. They're raping and pillaging and all this sorts of things. And I want to point out again, every time they bring this up, they float out, they bring out the same mother. One mother, okay? So that's one incident that they only provide proof for. Now, yes, one person harmed or one person killed is one too many. Yes, absolutely, I agree with that. However, if you're going to tell me that thousands of people, that hundreds of thousands of people are out here raping, pillaging, robbing, doing all the things, I'm gonna need to see more than one mother. Okay, every time that you have a press conference or every time that you have an event, I'm gonna need to see more than one person. So also what happened this week? Canada's prime minister was here. Felon 47 and him had a conversation in the Oval Office, and Felon 47 again circled back to that whole 51 state thing. And the new prime minister of Canada said, absolutely not, will never, ever, ever happen. Stop bringing that shit up. And, you know, I'm putting my own little spice on it, but basically that's what he was saying. Felon 47 tried to circle back to it again. He reiterated what he said. There are some places that are not for sale, like where we are sitting right now in the White House, like Buckingham Palace, and Canada is not for sale. So that happened. And then, imposing tariffs on Hollywood. There's no plan, because, you know, he always has concepts of a plan, I guess, or he just floats out the first things on his mind for that day. How that would work out, because he said foreign films, but if you've never worked in the film industry, let me help you out on something. So you could have a film, you could be watching a whole television show. Matter of fact, I'm gonna give you a perfect example. I worked on a show called The X's some years ago. The X's was recorded or filmed on the same sound stage that Friends shot on in Los Angeles, not in New York, in Los Angeles. So that B-roll that you see outside of whatever the little coffee shop is, I know Perk is in the title, all that B-roll that you see from New York, yeah, they got some bits and pieces from New York, but it was shot here in LA. Which a lot of television shows, a lot of filming happens in LA still. A lot less, I'm gonna tell you the history on that real quick, a lot less since Arnold Schwarzenegger was the governor, was the governor, and he increased the taxing on Hollywood production companies. And so that's when they started to move elsewhere and started filming in Atlanta and Canada and the Carolinas. So that's how you saw films kind of leave and filming start to leave LA, but or California in general, but a lot of it is still done here. And now you have Felon 47 talking about imposing tariffs on foreign films. So you could have something that parts of it is shot in Canada, right? Or they could take some B-roll from Canada, but the show is actually shot here, or the film is actually shot here in California. Are they going to have tariffs because you have some B-roll from Canada? Or because there's an actor that is a British actor or an actor from Canada, they're part of the project, but it's still shot here in California? Like, how would that even work out? How does that, it's just like cars. Just like how you've been hearing about the tariffs with cars and how it makes no sense because you got parts that come from Canada, you have parts that come from Mexico, and it might all be put together here in America, but you have pieces. That's exactly how the film industry works as well. You got actors, producers, writers, you have locations, you have all kinds of stuff coming from all different places. The majority used to be done here in LA. Now I'd probably say it's kind of half and half. We would love for more of it to come back to California, that's for sure. But there's so many other changes that are happening in the industry. You know, AI, that's kind of, you're just creating a problem where there isn't any. We don't want to deal with tariff issues. We don't want to deal with that. You're just complicating things. So these are some of the other things aside from the other videos. So please watch those on this recent arrest with the mayor, them floating out there that they're going to go after Congress members next, Democratic Congress members next. They're going to be arresting them. Letitia James, they're trying to file some criminal charges against her. So that's where we are, people. That's where we are. The best advice, the best thing I can say to you right now in this moment is make sure you're surrounding yourself with community, or you're building community if you don't have any. Make sure that you're putting some things in place to protect yourself, your family, the people around you, stocking up here and there. Definitely stock up before these tariffs really hit and things either go sky high or they're not on the shelves at all. So those are some of the things that you could be doing right now. And just, collectively is how we win. I don't know. That's just the best thing I can say to you. We have to stay connected. We need people to tune in. I know that I still see a lot of people out there doing line dances and people just trying to live their lives. You got kids, you're trying to feed. I get all that. But you can't just put blinders on and expect this to go away, because this is something different. This is something really, really different. This is a whole attack on our democracy, attack on our way of living life as you have known it. And I know you're exhausted because it seems like we haven't caught a break since COVID, since what was that, 2019, when we first went on lockdown. We haven't caught a break, and we have not. Some people have not even been able to recover. There are people that are graduating this month. This month, we have new graduates, some going into college, some coming out of college expecting new jobs. You have some going into college. They don't even know how they're going to get money to pay for the school anymore because this government has cut funding for grants for college students. So I get it. I get it. But find you some peace wherever you can find you some peace, and find uh, ways to be part of a collective and come together. Come together and support one another and protect one another. You're going to need that support system in the months moving forward.